Hey guys, it is Jack the Scarecrow here, aka Halloween Edits, and today we are gonna be doing the Spirit Halloween 2024 animatronic tier list. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I finally came around to doing it. And so we're gonna be doing all the animatronics for this year. So let's get into it. So the first one we got Barnaby the Bear. Now he is like he's he'll go in B tier. I like his kind of concept. I like his like what he is. I just don't really like. I just think it's awkward looking that he's like on a ball. But I do really like his face. Like the second I saw his feet, they look terrible. So I immediately hated this guy. But he's in between. Like I don't like him, but I don't hate him. So he's like just there. He's just like a typical prop you would get at Spirit. Like he's like Monty. I think he's a reskin, honestly. But next up, we got one of my favorite animatronics of this year, which is Shirley Stab, which she's going in S tier because I just really love her like face. I really love like how it looks. Like I love the cool carved like bloody gore and like how her head flickers like it's a jack-o'-lantern. And I like the concept. It's like Spirit's never really done like a housewife animatronic before, and I really like the music and the laughing and the screaming in the background while she's slowly wielding her knife up and down. Well, it's pretty cool, but for the price and that it's all night only, I wouldn't say she's worth it, but I still really like her. Alright, next up we got another one of my favorites, which is Cotton Candy Dan, which he's going in S tier. And he's just an amazing prop. I am not getting him this year, sadly, but there is an animatronic on this tier list that I am getting, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, Cotton Candy Dan is an amazing prop. I love his skeletal rotting face and just the concept. I really just love it. I love how the animation of him swinging side to side. He's got lots of movement, and the way he like fastly like jump scares you while pulling up that cotton candy pole with the head attached to it is really gruesome. I do wish there was way more blood on this guy though. That's kind of like a letdown, but other than that, he's a badass prop. Alright. Next on, we've got Tombstone Terror. Now, I am putting him in B tier. He's an alright prop, just like Barnaby the Bear. Like, it's something Spirit always gets every year. It's always kind of like a normal prop. It's not anything cool or dumb, but he's like a typical animatronic you would think. It's just like a cool skeleton that rocks back and forth on the tombstone, and it's got like kind of that same like head mechanism and torso mechanism that like Miserable Mary has. So that's just that guy. He's all right. I mean, I wouldn't get him, but he's a pretty cool prop. Alright, next up, the prop that I am getting this year, which is Demonic Gatekeeper. He is going in S tier because he is my favorite. I love this dude a lot. I just really love the look on him. I know a lot of people hate him because he's like a groundbreaker, but I don't care. He's really cool. I love the lighting on this guy. He like is like a Demonica, but I really love like the mouth movement and the head movement and the lighting up, and especially his chest where like his shirt is all torn open and you can see like an inferno inside of him, which make this thing 100 times cooler is that it is compatible with a fog machine, so it looks really cool in motion. And I will be doing an unboxing video of him when he gets here, so that'll be super fun. Alright, next up we got Creepy Towering Clown. Now I'm gonna put him in C tier. I just don't like him that much. I understand what they were trying to go for, like a tall, like creepy clown, but they really did not need to bring him back. Like he was fine back then with like all the other clown prop, but they did not need to bring him back. I just think he looks really like plasticky, his hands and his shoes, and I just think he looks really cheaply made. And I just don't really like him in general. Spirit could have brought back 3 amazing props, but they had to bring back like 3 letdowns, so It's just kind of what it is. Next up, we got Clowning Around, which is going in C tier too. Same with like Creepy Towering Clown. I just don't really like him that much. Like, I think he's alright prop. I just don't really like the concept of like him holding kids. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it's messed up. I'm just saying I just don't really understand the point. Like, I probably would have liked this prop if there's blood on him and his face was more creepy. But other than that, I just think he's a really mid prop. So I just don't like him. All right, next up we got a pretty cool prop for 2024 that's new, but he's sadly online only, which is going in A tier. Rick Ratman. He is a really bloody prop. Now, I love his look. I really wish I could see him in person. But I guess, well, he might be a returning one. Who knows in the future. But I really just like his zombie face with like the kind of jack-o'-lantern looking jaw and the rats just eating his body and like his missing arm and then that huge hole in his stomach where you see his like ribs and the rats eating through it is really nasty. And I'm glad Spirit's going down the gory route again, but one thing I'm really disappointed in about Spirit this year, they're only doing the gory props online only, which, I mean, I kind of understand so parents don't complain, but like back in the day, like parents wouldn't care. Like, what do you expect going to a Halloween store? Of course there's gonna be gore. Like, Spirit needs to like start doing this. Everybody's been disappointed about this, and so am I. So let's just move on. So next up, another one of my favorites I really like is Giant Death Ray. Spirit Halloween's first 10-foot animatronic. I really love his like servo head. I really love how it moves around. And I think he has side-to-side torso movement too, if I'm not wrong. He might not though. But I like his light up chest that like moves up and down with his like galactic noises in the background. I just think he's a really cool prop overall. I guess the clothes kind of look like cheaply made, but I think he's a pretty cool prop, so he'll go in S tier for me. Alright, next up, going in B tier, is Max Straw. Like, he's an alright prop, like one you think you would get, but I really do like his concept. I like his face a lot. I know a lot of people don't, but I think I like his face a lot. And I just like how he's floating on his pitchfork, and I think it's really neat. I just like the side-to-side head movement. I mean, what else movement would he have? Like, I don't know, maybe like jaw movement and eye movement, but Spirit wouldn't do that. They just kind of like do kind of crappy animation on some of their animatronics, but he's still cool overall. I like his look. So, why did I put another Max Straw one here? I'll just keep that down here. Alright, next up we got the crappiest, like I am not kidding you, the worst animatronic Spirit is made this like in a while, which is Night Stalker. Wow, he was a huge letdown. This thing is literally like something Sunstar would make. Like, the quality on this guy is literally trash. I just hate him a lot. I think he's like alright for like a starter prop, but geez, if this is not something you'd see at Spirit, like all it does is move forward with like these, like this thing looks cheaply made, and the audio is so bad. I just hate it. Like, I could freaking go to Spirit right now and destroy it, but I'm not. Alright, next up we got the Michael Myers animatronic, which is going in S tier. That might be a surprise for a lot of you, because a lot of you guys hate this Michael Myers. Some of you guys love him, and I'm one of the people who love him. Because, of course, he's Michael Myers, my favorite slasher, and I freaking loved Michael Myers since I was a kid, so he has a spot in my heart. But I think he's got some ups and downs. The ups, I really like how his hands are more realistic than the 2018 one, which were just the mask colored. And another up is like they went more detailed on the coveralls, the knife, and the mask. But the letdowns are the hair, the audio, and the movement. Now the hair is just literally slicked back, like it doesn't look like a Michael Myers, which is kind of a letdown. And the audio is literally terrible. Like, I'm so glad. Like, I'm so glad it's not the do 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 do, that freaking terrible migraine giving freaking Jemmy ringtone. I will freaking, if I ever hear that on a Michael Myers animatronic again, I will go ballistic. Anyway, next up in the Nether Down was the movement. It is so robotic. Like, he moves side to side super slowly. And not to mention, his head moves slowly. And the arm moves so slow up and down. It's like Shirley Stab's arm motion. But it's an alright prop for what it is. I really like it. It's kind of a letdown that Spirit would do that for a licensed prop. But next up we got A tier, which is Art the Clown from Terrifier. I think this prop is pretty cool. I really do think they did an amazing job on him. They did. I really like the movement a lot. The movement's probably my favorite because it is actually so lifelike. Like, he moves so smoothly. Like, he turns at like a good pace, and his hand waves pretty fast. I like the audio too. It's pretty cool. This is a really good licensed prop in general. I'm glad Spirit's finally starting to do like more popular horror movies out there. So yeah. Alright, next up we got Emily and Victor. We'll start with Victor since he's up there first. I think he'll go in C tier. I just don't really, I've never seen Corpse Bride movie, and overall he just looks like a super basic prop, and I just don't like him that much. But for like the Corpse Bride fans, I'll just put him in C tier because I would honestly put him in D tier, but she's bad. Alright, next up we got Emily, which I have not seen the movie, but I do think she looks a lot better in the movements, way better on her, so I'll put her in B tier just for the fact of that. And I like how they are compatible together, but they are going to be pricey combined, like $600. So it's not something you would pay for that unless you're a huge diehard fan, but I'm not, and I've never even seen the movies, so that might be a surprise for a lot of you. I've only seen like the horror movies. I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff, but nothing like that. Alright, next up we got the Scream 6, I think. Ghostface animatronic that Spirit made. And this is going in A tier. I just really like his pose. I really like, this guy's got amazing movement. This is a huge improvement from 2021, which was that Haunter, I forgot the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. It was that reskin in 2021. That was really literal ass. But Spirit Halloween did do an improvement, and I really like this one a lot. I like the really fast slashing movement on the hand. It's really powerful and fast, at least from the demo videos I've seen. And I like how it comes with 2 different knives, 2 different masks, including a plain white one with blood on it, and the Scream 6 like decayed mask. And the knives are his classic knife he always has, and like a machete looking knife. So those are the knives you'll be getting in masks. Now overall, I do really like the audio. I like how it uses actual phrases from the movie, and it's the audio from the movie. So that's really cool. Spirit's doing that, but that was kind of a letdown on the Michael Myers one that he didn't do any audio from the movie. But that's alright. Next up, we've got the Ringmaster. Now, I think he's a really cool prop, which I honestly would give him. He's actually the main animatronic for this year. At least that's what I'm assuming, since he is freaking like in the teasers, and he's like I feel like he is the main character. So we'll put him in A tier. We do not know what he looks like yet. I mean, we do, but we don't know what he does yet. I mean, we do. I'm sorry. We know what he does. We know what he looks like. We just haven't seen him in person or in demo videos yet. Sorry. But I really do love his look. I love his face is super realistic. And I like how his mouth moves, and his chest is apparently supposed to open up to reveal like a holographic skull on it, which is pretty cool. And the Easter egg I realized is that the skull projection is like an image of the Black Heart's face, which is really cool, aka the skull. So really cool. Next up, we are doing Wanda Webworth. Now, she's a C tier. I do not like her at all. I think Spirit could have done way better on her. Like, I understand it's a spider prop, but just, like, what's with the giant legs? I just don't think it really looks like a spider. Like, it does, but, like, it doesn't at the same time. I just don't really like it. So, she'll go in C tier. Next up, we got Dark Princess. Now, she's a terrible prop. She's literally the worst. She's like another Sunstar one. But she's not. It's literally just a terrible reskin of Desmodus. Amazing prop. But they did her dirty. Like, she looks bad. Like, some of you guys might be disagreeing with. I think she's a terrible prop for this year. I just don't like her. Next up, Cerberus. I think I'm going to put him in D tier. Like I said, I don't like him that much. I don't really understand the purpose. And I do not know why they needed to bring him back. Since he's come back like so many times, Spirit needs to start bringing back the animatronics like Pumpkin Nester, Barnyard Butcher, and like so on. But yeah, all right. Next up, we'll do Twitching Banshee. I think we'll put her in C tier. I've never seen her in person. I mean, I probably have when I was little, but I honestly do not remember her. And the fact she's online only is kind of disappointing, so that's why I'm putting her in C tier. But overall look, I think she's pretty cool. I like her. She's alright, though. Alright, next up we got Towering Tula, which is a reskin of Hellspawn and Mr. Dark. So each year they're probably going to do a reskin until like it starts to fade out. Like the 12-foot skeletons, guys. So Towering Tula is like, we have no demo video except for like a snippet of her in one of the teasers where she like screams and like jumps up with like witch noises in the background and stuff. But yeah, I think she's a pretty cool. I really like the like green cloth on her. Honestly, think they were gonna do a jack-o'-lantern version from those manual photos we saw earlier this year of like those techie props. So I don't know if they scrapped that off and did this one for whatever reason, which I'm pretty sure that's what I heard on Towering Tula. But yeah, she'll go in A tier. I really like her. Alright, next up, Bobby Strings. He'll go in C tier. He is a pretty, I don't really like him. I just don't really like how he's 5'6" feet tall. And I just don't, he just looks really bad. Like the mechanism, like you can easily see it, and that giant pole just freaking gives it away. Like, it is just bad. I don't like him. I would honestly give him a D tier, but hell, I'll just give him a C tier because I think he's a unique prop. That's the only reason why. Alright, next up we got the Cremator, which is going in A tier. I do think he's a really, really unique prop, even though he's just static. I really love the concept of him holding his own skull, and you can just see his cloak with flames in it. I just really like it, and I think his audio is amazing on him. So we'll put him in A tier. Next up, we've got... Oh, wait, that was it. So that is the Spirit Halloween 2024 complete animatronic tier list. Alright, guys. So...